This is good. Here we go.
Indeed. All right. So let us have a look around. KSE spawning from I say the north, but it's really almost the way this map is laid out. It's really almost more the northeast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming to the dance with Montana, Bourgogne, Goliath, Nevsky, Stalingrad, 4 destroyers, Zath. Daring,
Uh-huh.
Harugamo, Grozovoy, odd choice without a carrier, and a
I
vampire, Deuce.
You said the Grozivoy is an odd choice without a carrier?
In my opinion, it is because I still think of Grozovoy as a nice, solid AA boat, right?
Okay,
That's
fair.
me.
I look at Grozivoy as a utility boat. I think of
Fair
it
enough. She
as
doesn't have a lot
something
of utility.
is something that you put where you think you might need it. And I think it makes perfect sense that KSE is doing that because this is a brand new cap cycle. And with so many with extra cap in the middle, I can completely understand the need for additional rotation, additional vision, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So
All right.
let's
Talk to me about the SWDT lineup.
Oh, look at this. SWT DT bringing a Montana and a Colombo. This is the first time we've seen a Colombo
Woo!
today. And then
Indeed.
for cruisers, we've got double Moskva, Des Moines, and a Zhao. And
A Zhao.
no, not just a Zhao, because, well, yes, it's completely balanced, as we all know. But on top
I see
of
it.
that, the
I see it.
Plymouth. We have a Plymouth.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
Happa Fodder's one of his favorite ships in the game right now.
I love
And
Plymouth. She's so good.
look at this! Look at this player. The player loves the ship so much that he has
He's
slapped
got
a
this.
steel permanent
Yeah,
camouflage on
he's
it.
got the steel camo on it. It looks sexy, doesn't it?
Oh
Look at
god,
that.
it's very sexy. Now this is not a
Yeah.
ranked. This is not ranked silver camo. This is steel
No, that's
camo,
steel.
ladies and gentlemen.
That steel camo.
And then for destroyers, we have a solo Gearing and a solo Shimakaze, or well, 2 destroyers. Now, the Shimakaze is running 20-kilometer torpedoes. Very important to note. And you can kind of see their overall positioning. They're looking to do what we typically see a clan do in a clan battle situation: split their team, bulk going to what used to be C cap, which is now D cap, and flank side going to B.
Now, one of the things I want to point out, kind of as we see the teams deploying here, we're looking at Plymouth, Gearing, Des Moines headed to B. Pretty much everybody else on SWT moving up the 7-8 line going to D.
Mm.
I already like the KSE approach to this map
Mhm.
a little better than what I'm seeing out of SWT. I think the 4 destroyer lineup
Mhm.
is a real acknowledgement of what they're up against with having to cover this much territory in terms of caps on the board.
Absolutely.
They seem very um focused. That focus is the word I'm trying to come up with there. Wombat's Daring, right on the very top end of the decap. That ship in this cap, in this position, he might could snuggle up to the island if he wanted to. That ship is very clearly here to just deny this cap, right? And
Yeah.
they're gonna put the Vampire Deuce into C. That's Revan, and then they've already smoked the Nevsky up to the Hannibal's to back him up. Quicksilver's Grozovoy into A. So very quickly, they're going to end up with a 2-to-1 cap advantage. I feel like, and I think
Mhm.
that's over time that's going to build up nicely for them.
Now, I think this is a bit of a misplay for SWDT. Tree in the Zhao going deep like this. The Zhao is a good flanking ship, and as a matter of fact, it looks like it's naked. But it's a ship that I would have expected to see send up the 9-10 line. Instead, I think he's been told, "Watch out, you're too deep," and he just kind of beats himself broadside to the Montana. But he's not detected yet. So this is
No,
kind of
his stealth allows him to make this maneuver and probably get away with it, depending on
only because of the
the nature of the destroyers.
Yeah, because of the Daring's position, and it's
Right.
ironic because we were talking about 4 destroyers giving you that much more vision.
Radar's up. Wombat detected now on the top end of D. Will he stay? Will he go? It's a good question. Nobody really has shots on him right now. The gun angles, the shell velocity out of the Moskva and the Zhao are not going to allow them to get shots over onto him. The Colombo took a shot, got him over the island, but didn't get anything out of it.
Right. Now, meanwhile, that Grozovoy you were kind of talking about earlier is getting in a position to come around the island in Echo 2, the volcano, which we've been told is going to turn into a real volcano. I can't wait for that. But
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but that's going to come around, and it's going to be interesting to see. Some people are commenting that the GGWP loss was due to ASW planes being used. If that's the case, then
Really?
we have our first instance of an NA team making the same
Wow.
mistake that happened with AU earlier today.
Wow. There you go.
Thanks,
Yep.
chat, for
Somebody in
filling us
chat
in.
just said, yep, chat. Somebody in my chat just told me the exact same thing.
Look at Smuggler Shimakaze now going into CCAP. Shimakaze, a great pick for this map because it's got that really, I mean, top tier, epic tier, if you will, camouflage or concealment, 5.4 kilometer. But Nevsky responds with, "Well, I just have my I win button."
Yep. So you know what I just noticed, Zap? They screwed up the game timer on this game. This game timer was set for 30 minutes, not 20. Look at look at your game clock.
I see that.
According to the game clock, there's 24 minutes left to play in this game.
We're already delayed. Please no.
Anyway, I don't think it'll matter unless the game goes all the way to time, in which case, well, that'll be a referee problem to solve, not mine. For now, though, KSE working about a 50-point lead, slowly growing here. We're about 5 minutes into this game.
Right.
I will say the game clock being off, it makes it a little more difficult to know how much time is actually left.
Well, you just have to subtract 10, so 14 minutes to go.
Right. I believe they set it for 30 instead of 20, which means that, yeah.
It's 20, 30, and 60.
We should be 6 minutes. Right. It means we should be 6 minutes into the game.
Right. And that sounds about right with the positioning of ships and all that. Look at the Grozovoy!
Yep.
Look at Quicksilver. He's all the way down to the G line.
Wow. Well, so one of the things I don't like about this position, Torino's Bourgogne is in a nice spot here. I'll admit that. But they're leaving Sporkhead Stalingrad basically kind of all by himself at A. And I'm not convinced that's going to work out very comfortably for them, because if he goes down, it leaves A completely open to anybody who wants to wander in there. Moon Diamond's gearing is right there on the bottom end of the cap. Like, I don't know about this.
Now, there's Drew's radar, and he's caught Quicksilver Lash as Grozovoy on that radar. But Quicksilver's far enough away that he can basically turn and mitigate most of that AP. But you're right, Sporkhead is the real trouble here, as Torino is recognizing this threat and turning back around again. Now, the gearing...
Torino, I think, realizing what's going on here. The gearing torp's going in now on Sporkhead. This is going to end so badly for Sporkhead. He's going to... Yeah, he's out.
I'm just putting a preemptive death pick out here. We know he's gone.
Yeah, beautiful salvo. Takes out the Stalingrad. First blood going to SWDT here on new Hotspot.
I'm curious. Like, that smoke is pretty much like a, hey, I'm here button for the enemy team, right? They know that the gearing is there, yet they couldn't radar.
Torino, we're about to have Torino versus Bourgogne versus Moon Diamond here. Moon Diamond's absolutely caught on the surface.
Oh, Moskva just went down on the other side of the map.
Moon Diamond lost half his HP in a single Bourgogne salvo there.
Montana, he moved farther forward, and too great to be you. Took him down. Oh,
look at that. Back-to-back salvos from the Bourgogne ends Moon Diamond's game just that quickly.
And Hannibal's Nevsky. Look at Hannibal's Nevsky. Just got slapped. Yeah. He's going down. There it goes.
Yep.
3 kills in like 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. This is still anybody's battle.
Very quick action. Now, what we haven't talked about is SWDT's managed to turn the board control around, Zap.
Yes.
Because the fact that they're down 2 destroyers hasn't impacted them right now. They are on more caps, slowly closing the gap. We're about to have a tie game at the 11-minute mark.
So the decision,
play, I should say.
The decision to bring cruisers instead of destroyers means that there's a little bit more hit points in the battle for SWDT. Now, that being said, they're still down. SWDT is down 80,000 hit points, and that's still kind of...
They haven't traded all that well.
Exactly, poor trades, as Ken Jr., 34, is just getting farmed. Oh, Torino.
Torino's Bourgogne strikes again. Now, the Des Moines was pretty low. He came out of that little island cluster there on the 3-4 line with about 15,000 HP, but Torino puts him down, and just like that, KSE is up a ship despite being down on caps, and they're going to claw back C here because there's nothing these guys can do to a Vampire Deuce in the middle of the board right now. They have their surviving radars are not anywhere near the C cap.
Comrade Mexican here's Colombo just got slapped as well. That ship, of course, being strong-ish with its smoke and everything, but you cannot show a broadside to an enemy battleship, which is, I think, what he did. There's that smoke. He's now making Inky, trying to run away and get safe and try to heal up. But look at the Grozavoy. I love Quicksilver Lash's positioning here in the Grozavoy. This is something I love doing in Russian or French destroyers. You get into their backfield and you just cause all kinds of chaos.
He's definitely doing that. He caused the Plymouth to kind of like reevaluate some of his life choices there for a little while, and now the Plymouth is in a very uncomfortable position. At least I would be in that Plymouth, and that is having a Bourgogne running me down.
Too great to be you, just slapping the other Moskva off the board, Recon. And look at Tree's Zhao now getting slapped as well, coming out broadside to Goliath, Montana. Oh. And there goes the other Montana. I was just going to mention those two are together, basically. The two battleships in the same grid square.
SWDT just not doing a very good job preserving their health. KSE trading a little bit of board position early for a couple of kills that they are then able to turn around, and the Goliath wipes out the Zhao.
Just gets hammered.
Just wiped him out.
Jeez. And this is all over, like you say, all over but the crying.
It's all over but the crying. Cristoforo Colombo here, Camarada Mexican here, will be down in moments. He's under 4,000. While is that the Harugamo or the Vampire? It's the Vampires farming him out. There goes the Plymouth. Oh my God, have a game, Torino. 4 kills. Goodness gracious, responsible for nearly half the enemy team all by himself.
I love the Bourgogne.
I would say putting on a clinic of why Zath loves this ship so much.
Yes.
He might get. Oh, he came within seconds of getting Comrade there.
Yes, a Kraken with the achievement and 0 flags. So the interesting thing about the Bourgogne, of course, is it's got that main battery load booster, which makes it so powerful. Here goes 5. Oh, call it.
Oh,
and that's the end of the battle right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's got that main battery load booster coupled with the engine boost, the crazy speed, especially if you add what's it called? What's the new skill called? Brisk.
You're talking about brisk.
Brisk.
Yes.
Brisk, ladies and gentlemen. So if you add brisk, you just, oh my goodness.
Look at Torino. Have a game. He got the Kraken after all. He got the Shimakaze at the very end, Zap. That Bourgogne position, his speed boost, his 12 guns, he just absolutely murderized the enemy team there. What a game. What a game. Wow.
So now keep in mind that the clan's name is KSE, which is an offshoot of KSC for Kill Steal Confirmed, right? And some would argue that that's exactly what Torino did in the very last moments there. He stole that kill.
All right, well, that game is over. Let's head back and get prepped for our next game.
Which starts in just 4 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, we are back on schedule now, as Mr. Hammond would say. On schedule. What is our next game? CAG
Bluff.
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 All right, let's see. Where are they?
Bluff versus CAG.
They should be right
and that's
here. Northern
Waters.
All right. And our alpha spawn is Bluff.
That's right.
So set things up like so.
All right. I am letting the peeps know, the organizers know, that even though there was the mistake in that game setup, which, hey, it's a training room, guys. It's easy to mess up. Right.
It didn't matter.
Right. And I wanted them to know that because...
No, I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you said something.
To also know that we are going to make our next game so that we don't have to worry about them having to hold the game for us. That's important.
Right now, the status board does not say they're in the room yet, so we'll have a look, but the status board hasn't been updated, so we'll give it a check.
Right. Now, I saw somebody saying something earlier in my chat regarding the GGWP mistake of maybe fat fingering and hitting a key. Keep in mind, it's fat fingering, hitting a key, noticing that your view has completely changed to the airstrike style view, and clicking the left mouse button. So that's three things that have to happen at once.
It's not something you can accidentally do, guys. It's just not.
Right.
I mean, no, I just can't see it. If it was change and then click, I could see how maybe you might fat finger it in the heat of the moment or something.
Yeah.
But you have to change deliberately aim, then click. I just don't see it.
Right. And hey, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
if GGWP can't get enough games in to overcome that mistake, oh well. I mean, this is what King of the Sea is, right?
Yep.
It's all about capitalizing on mistakes that the enemy makes, trying to minimize the mistakes that you make, and come back from deficits. So if that put them on the back foot, that's fine. It's up to them to
Something
move on.
Something I'm going to try to fix this drops thing on my end, Zath, is the squad stream. I'm going to turn that off and see if that impacts. Because
Hmm?
people are right. Like, just watching my own stream, I don't see it. I don't get the notice. I don't get the message. And I'm
Okay.
wondering if it's the squad stream. So I'm going to turn
Okay.
that off
Sure. Do I need to turn it
and
off then
just.
too, or?
No, no, no. Well, I don't think so. Because when I turn it off, you should probably just drop right out of it. Let me do it. I mean, I'm going to refresh mine. Let's see. Because I'm wondering if it's that squad stream thing that did it.
Okay, fair enough.
We're going to try it.
That would be unfortunate if that was the case.
Agreed. And I'm still not seeing the notice. Okay, so it sounds like this is something that I'm going to have to chase up with Conway.
Okay. So, can we restart the squad screen then? Baby, come back.
We probably can. Yeah. Hang on a minute.
Let's see.
Hang on a minute. A participating live channel. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this link and see what are the participating live channels, you jerks.
All right, I just invited you to come back whenever you
No
have
worries.
time. I know you're
Okay,
you're
I
busy.
will do so in just a moment. Well, I'm looking this up, right? Because
Raptor, come
Yeah.
back.
so this is what's irritating for mine, right? Is
Yeah.
that it's like my channel got left off the list, I think is what happened here.
Oh, okay.
I was on the list that Conway published, but I think in reality, I'm not on the list because I'm streaming Warships
Hmm.
and I have drops enabled on my stream. And
Okay.
even like regular Warships drops aren't working on this.
Okay, so guys,
And that's something that is I can't fix, right?
if you guys are
'Cause-
watching Raptor stream and you're looking for a drop, guys, just open up another tab. Stay in Raptor
Yeah.
stream, please. This is important, guys, so you understand for view counts, for metrics and all that. Please stay in Raptor stream. Just open up a new tab, add my stream onto it, have
Yeah,
it
just
muted,
mute it
going
or
in the
something.
background,
Yeah,
set it to
that'll
360p so that it doesn't take up a lot of bandwidth. Watch over on Raptors and stuff like that. Please continue to sub.
Yeah.
Throw bits, support Raptor, follow his channel as well. Very important, guys.
Yeah.
Don't let this mistake screw over, his numbers and all that kind of stuff. This is important for both of us. We're here for all of you guys, the viewers primarily. But having those metrics is what enables us to continue working with Wargaming, putting ourselves in a position to, well, quite frankly, cast the finals, right?
Yeah, I'm not fussed about it, but it is irritating because I'm
Yeah.
the published lists are there, and I checked and my name's on it, but it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm gonna ping Conway about it and just see what he's got.
Sure.
So
Okay. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the spreadsheet and see what's going on.
yeah, let's put up Tournament TV for a minute. See what folks have been up to. All right.
Status shows it hasn't started yet.
All right. No, it hasn't started yet. I've been keeping an eye on that. All right. In the meantime, let's go back and look at what's been going on in the rest of the tournament because that's also relevant. Anybody that has 9 points is probably already where they want to be for the day. And right now, the only team that I'm seeing that has met that threshold is XPN. They have already won 3 games in Group 1. They ought to be good to go to move on to the next day of the event. There are a couple teams at 2-1 there. That's Shiki and AAA. We'll have to see how they finish up their days. 3 teams with 6 points over in Group 2. Simp, No Cap, Seward, and you wank. Give me a break. They're all on 2 wins. And it looks like No Cap and Seward have not finished their most recent game just yet. So
that's a big one.
That's a big one. So one of those teams will probably come out of that game with 9 points, and the other one will come out with 6. Let's see, TNG and Star. Yeah, and then from there, the teams are still in the middle of Game 3, so there's not much else to report. We'll have to have a look at it after.
Yes. Both teams saying they just finished their previous match, or Italian is saying what we're casting. they're making the new game right now. They must have gotten a little behind.
Yep, looks that way.
So, interesting. Look at Group 8. Now, of course, guys, Group 8 is about 30 minutes behind as a result of the staggered starts. But they've got a 3-way tie for first place right now. So that'll be interesting to see. Same thing with 7.
Room is up. Teams are here. So I would not dawdle.
Okay. Is that under Allen?
It is. No, it's under Balame.
How do you spell that?
That's the same guy who Balame.
Got it. Thank you.
You do a search for that, it'll come right up.
Right. I had Allen set because he was the other person on the list. But okay, good.
He's the ref, but your room contact is Balame. Your room contact is Balame. Yep, there you are.
Okay. All right, I'll let them know that we're ready to go because I don't want them to hold up on us. This is Northern Waters.
Yep. All right, headed to Northern Waters, a more traditional map. Now let's go back and talk real briefly about the 4-cap configuration on Hotspot we just looked at. Right, just talk about that for a minute. Do you feel like it seriously impacted the game? Yes or no?
Yes, big time.
Okay, elaborate.
So in clan battles, especially, typically on trap, we see groups that, like I mentioned at the start, go to both, or not trap, hotspot, that go to both C and the home cap, depending on which side of the spawn you're at, and then now having that mid cap. Normally in clan battles, you might send one destroyer, especially at tier 6. You might send one destroyer to the middle to do some spots and kind of mess around with the enemy. But now that there's a cap there, there's more encouragement to it basically guarantees that a destroyer will go to the mid cap, right? Because now you can cap, you can get point gain for your team, pressure on the enemy as a result, all that good stuff. So that change, it might seem subtle, but it means that it encourages teams to send one asset there, and I love it because we saw what happened in that battle. The decision to bring out 4 destroyers for the extra vision, the extra flexibility, and the cap control really played into that battle. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that as we do more 4-cap hotspot maps, and I can't wait to see that happen. That's going to be awesome.
I agree. The C cap didn't get a ton of combat action. It did flip hands a couple of times on that game.
Yes.
But definitely, that aggressive Bourgogne Grosavoy flank we saw at KSE, I'm going to be really curious to see if more teams try that. It's a very, very long way from where those teams spawn to the 1-2 line, right? I'm going to be really curious to see if more teams try that as we see more play on Hotspot over the course of the tournament.
Right.
Okay. Game is dropped, shall we?
Yes, I'm just letting Italian know that we I have dropped now, and make sure that in case we go long, we want to make sure, of course, that we can still do